especially on Fridays. Oh, Dawn, we're live now. This is the
Okay.
part where we stall and wait for people to join us. Now, you're not a social media guy, are you?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. I didn't get
Or
involved.
fortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Depending how you want to look at it. So right now, it's alerting all of the coffee clubbers that we're live so that they'll come and hang out with us. So we just
that's
drink
perfect.
coffee and wait for them. Yeah.
And I didn't bring anything, so
What?
yeah.
You were
that's
so
fine.
worried about hooking up equipment. Yeah.
Yeah. And as
You
long as
forgot
it
your
worked.
coffee.
Yeah. Well, I thought about that when it said, come and join my coffee club. And I thought, well, actually, no, I don't really. I coffee once a day, about
Yeah.
10 after 10. And that's it. So I'll coffee on my own after we're done.
Why 10 after 10?
It just seems to be the time a guy picked. It's part of being a type A anal, you know what I mean?
I guess I don't know what you mean
No.
because I think I'm the opposite of you. But that's okay. It's like 10 after 10. So even like first thing in the morning, you don't have a cup of tea or anything?
Yeah, I have a cup of tea at breakfast time. I mix, kind of weird, I mix 3 cereals together just because.
Oh.
Because I like them all, but I don't want to drain one and then go to the next. Oh, I missed that one. And then so a little bit of this one, get a nice big bowl, fresh this morning, fresh raspberries and blueberries, and a cup of tea, and then a visit with Jody. And coffee when we're done.
I'm curious, what 3 cereals?
I just thinking of having to pay them if I mention their name. No, they should pay me.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I like,
okay.
What are they called again? Kellogg's Special K.
Yeah.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
And mini wheats.
Well, that's an interesting combination.
Yeah. It's quite neat. Put them in the bowl in layers and then use your clean hand to go like this and then rinse the fruit and drop it on. And we're very fortunate in this country and city, I guess, to get fresh fruit year round.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. And then I'll alternate that with a week of fresh strawberries.
Okay.
So I like.
Well, now we know. If anyone was wondering what Don Wood had for breakfast, we now know. And he drinks coffee at 10 after 10. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Club, my friends. So excited to have you on a fun Friday. And of course, it's my favorite day of the week, not just because it's Friday, but because we get to meet a brand new friend every Friday. And we brainstormed a list of people that you wanted to have on the coffee club. And Don Wood was at the top of the list, and he's with us today. Don, thank you for sharing your breakfast secrets and having coffee with us.
Well, it's my pleasure. This is a brand new experience, so I look forward to it.
I love it. Well, Cheryl's with us. Good morning. I'm just going to say good morning to a few people. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Kelly. Sue's here. Kathy's here. Pam's with us. Darlene's here. Scott's here. Hi, guys. Thanks for saying hi in the comments. We appreciate that. Now, if there's somebody watching who doesn't know who Don Wood is, so they're like, okay, why is everybody making all the fuss about this guy? You've had a pretty extensive media career in your time.
Yes, I have. And I'm an Army brat, so I had an opportunity to start at CFWH at Whitehorse. Probably only one of the first or only Canadian stations where the letters mean something. Canadian Forces, Whitehorse. It was owned and operated by the it was owned by the CBC, still is, and operated by members of the armed forces. So one of the sergeants from the Army had contacted my dad and said, "Where do you live? Where's your PMQ?" And he gave the address and he said, "That's right in front of our transmitter. Do you have any kids?" "Yeah, I got a boy." And my sister had just been born. He said, "Well, it gets really cold up here, like -50 on a clear night is not out of the question. And that's enough to make the transmitter go off the air." It was held on the air by tubes, cartridges that were about this long. So he said, "I'll come and meet your son and show him how to get us back on the air if that works for you." And I thought, hey, he asked me, I said, "Yeah, it works for me." So when it goes off the air, you pull the big switch down, take these pieces out, put a brand new cylinder in, turn it on, and the station was back on the air. 10,000 watts, 250 people at the time
Yeah.
that were listening, and it was out of an old Quonset hut, which shared time with the movie theater for the armed forces. So then I got curious to say, what am I doing this for? What's at the other end? And the rest is history. I started at 12 years old, filing records for all the guys. At the end of the day, I'd go in after school and file all their records. And then they said, how would you like to run a kiddie show from 4:30 to 6, playing kiddie songs? And I went, okay then. And I did that for 3 years, and then we got posted back to Calgary. And I thought, this is real fun. I'm going to keep doing what I can. And I went down and made an application at the old CKXL on 9th Avenue and 1st Street Southwest. And I got hired. And then I felt bad after 2 weeks because I found out I beat out a gentleman who was married with 2 kids. But he had no experience. And at 15, I had 3.
He had 3 years.
Yeah. So the total is 54 years in broadcasting. Started in 54, so there must be something, weird about that.
Maybe
And
you should buy some lotto tickets with 54 and then number in there. Yeah.
I might just do that. And I wrapped up my broadcast career officially with Global Television April 30th, 2009.
Yeah.
And here I am today, just kind of looking at retirement, I guess.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of, except I do know, being my golden voice, that I ran a telecommunication company as well. And I sold that in 2018. So officially, since the 15th of December 2018, I'm in that retirement bracket now. Ooh.
And how is that?
It's going well. There are times when I wish I were back either teaching full-time again at SAIT or working in the industry. And then on the other hand, I'm thinking, no, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah. Well, the industry's changed so much. I mean, the fact that you're not even on social media, you'd have some catching up to do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I'm enjoying not being real busy. It's kind of nice to get up when you want, do what you want. We have a summer place out in British Columbia, and before it used to be, I can go between this date and this date, and then it was raining out there. So that, didn't work. And I can go between this date and this date, but then clients from the on-hold business had to have updates at the time, and that ruined it. Now, if it's smartens up a bit in the weather in Calgary, and I feel like it, the wife and I and the dog will go tomorrow. And there you are.
Yeah.
Or I should say, as soon as Premier Horgan allows visitors into his province.
Right. Yes. Because we're live, we'll say we're following those rules for sure.
Yeah.
But well, it's hard because it's like you're home alone at your house there, or you're home alone at your house here. Like, is what it is. But
yeah. Correct.
Interesting.
But it's all good.
Did you do all the rest of the bulk of your broadcasting career in Calgary then? You never went anywhere else?
Yeah, from all but 3 years. So 51 years in Calgary. Just a short time at CKXL Radio, because within about a year and a half, they announced that, we're going automation. The station is going to be automated, which means we make more money and we don't need as many staff members. And I went, At 17, I was the last guy on, probably the first guy out the door. So I put some irons in the fire and I went up and talked to CFCN Radio, which was down by Calgary Stampede, 12th Avenue East, and said, here's what I can do. Can I be of help to you? And he said, when can you start? I said, well, I better give these guys 2 weeks and then I'll come and start and work with you. And there were little menial things, some production assistant work. I drove the CFCN marked van, which was the driver of the day. That was kind of cool. In the afternoon, we would go out on the road. The program manager would sit in the navigation seat with the mic, and I drove for him. And we'd pull in traffic and we follow people. And we had a check sheet from the AMA. Didn't signal, 2 points. Didn't change lanes without 2 points. And as soon as you got 15 points, you were done. And then we go find somebody else. And if we got a driver of the day, they want a hamper of food, $10, whatever it happened to be,
Yeah.
and they got recognized on the air as the driver of the day, right? So that was kind of cool. It wouldn't take long to fail a bunch of people these days, I'll tell you.
A contest based around stalking, kind of like the
Yeah,
interesting old radio games you would play. Oh
yeah,
my gosh, that's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. And another one that might be of interest is a program that Gord Kelly and I did on the radio with that same mobile. We would take it to a house. It was like a coffee club,
Yeah.
and the hostess would invite her friends over, and they would make coffee and buns or whatever. We would leave the van on the road running, bring audio cable all the way in with a little sandwich board and a bell on it, like they use in a wrestling ring, and it was called Stop the Music. So we would play a song, and as soon
Yeah.
as they knew what it was, ding, stop the music. Are you right? Are you wrong? And it was kind of a nice social thing, and it worked out very well. These are old time radio things that go back to 1960. Sorry about that.
I love it. No, these
Yeah.
stories, these are awesome stories. These are
Yeah.
great.
Television worked out well. 1960, we were still down, which is now the CTS bus barns, 12th Avenue East. And Bob Lamb was the chief engineer. He procured the land on Broadcast Hill, built the station. It was run and owned and operated by the Love family at the time. And we all moved up there from the radio station. And then, of course, money is always a problem, budgets on something brand new. So it was a matter of how many of you guys want to read the day book coming up next, or go on the air, or do whatever. And I went, I'll try it. And so I became a staff member by default until 1992. And I was very fortunate. I'm very blessed and modest that I had a chance to host every program that CFCN television did from 1960 until 1973. And it was awesome. I would fill in for Buckshot. I was Carpenter Don on the Buckshot show. Wore my white coveralls, and he said, yeah, Carpenter Don's going to look after this. Denny and I are going on holidays, and he's got a few repairs to do around the ranch. And the kids would still come up, and we ran it from there. Yeah. We did Old Dutch kids bids. All the kids would save their Old Dutch wrappers, bring them in live on Saturday, and bid on bicycles and radios and that kind of thing, right? It was outstanding. That's old time radio though, and old time television. Today it's just totally, there's nothing like that exists.
I wish we could bring it back. I wish, if we could circle back to fashion trends from these decades, why can't we circle back to programming like this? Because if you think of right now with even the way technology works, like there's ways that we could reconnect with people like that again. Man, it would be cool.
Yeah, it sure would. But as I say, whether it's obvious that it wouldn't be accepted because it can't draw the fan base that the national programs can, be they Canadian or US or European, whatever. But that's how television started in Calgary. And as I say, CFCN went on the air in 1960. Now, of course, part of the CTV television network. CFAC TV was the first in 1956, and then CBC came along in 65. And that's basically what we had. So we had a pretty good captive audience, being the number 2 station to go on the air at that particular time. But morning shows, well, they still have them. Like the Marilyn Dennis show or the morning show with Jeff and Carolyn. We had Gord Kelly and Marie Hokans. And they did local interviews, and they did cooking segments. And so nothing's really new. The formats have just been regurgitated, and they come out with different people hosting them, and they're 2021, not 1961,
Carpenter Dawn. I think that was before my time. I don't remember that, but lots of people in the comments are like going down memory lane with you here. So is that how, when did Kingo Bingo start? Because I feel like everybody associates you with Kingo Bingo.
Yeah. I was a part of Kingo Bingo in 1973. I believe it started about 1970. The host at the time was Gary Gibney, who was a radio guy as well. And the Kinsman And he did TV commercials. Far too good looking a man. I say that non-homophobically. And he just passed a couple of months ago in Toronto. CTV Toronto captured him a number of years ago and said, we're looking for an anchor for 6 o'clock news on CFTO. And he went down. He won't mind me telling you this story. His name is Gary Thomas Gibney. Well, in Calgary, he's called Gary Gibney. And the president of the CTV Toronto said, what's your name? Gary Gibney. No, that isn't going to work. It all runs together. What's your middle name? Thomas. Good. You're now Tom Gibney. And that's who he was, at that particular time. Yeah. But so when he left, he promoted me to the Kinsman Club and said, I think this guy will do a good job for you. Why don't you talk to him? And it went from 1973 until, I don't know, until we finished. One sec. Well, it was still going. June the 28th of 1997.
1997. There you go.
These tickets were not bought, so I couldn't play them, but they were used in the commercials. Special game number 8, $30,000 a day. Yeah, wonderful.
My gosh.
That was a good experience. I really enjoyed that, and that led to doing voicing for them down at Calgary Stampede for the Kinsman Car Awards, and that event's still going today. But I'm not.
People aren't familiar with Kingo Bingo, because I know we've got viewers from all over the world that connect with us. So basically, it was like bingo, the game of bingo on television. That's what you did. Yeah,
that was it, and it ran Saturday evening right after the local newscast. Cards were sold at drugstores and little convenience stores all around Alberta. Little tiny places that had small populations, and those were the most loyal viewers that we had. And you bought the card, and they sold as a single card or a pack of 10, and daubed them all out. And as soon as you got it, phone the number on your screen, and there were a number of people sitting at a table ready to take the phone call. The card's verified, you got the cash, done. Yeah. And it worked out well. And then it went for a long time, Jody, and the problem for us at the time, not a problem, but the concern was that when satellite bingo started coming in the casinos, they wiped us out. They were giving away $100,000, $150,000 a night. We couldn't do that. The revenue wasn't there. So Kingo Bingo folded, and it's a memory.
Are you capturing all of these stories and memories of yours anywhere? I feel like listening to them, like we have to capture these somehow.
Oh, no, they're just up here. They come out when people ask about them. I don't have them. I don't have them written down anywhere at all.
Well, we are going to circle the wagons back around this one, Mr. Wood, and we are going to capture your stories. This is I feel is my purpose now. Yours and Daryl's. I have to capture both of them. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's one of the finest gentlemen you'll ever meet is Daryl Jans. So I hope he's able to join you and be a part of it all.
Yeah. He says the same thing about you. You two are in like the huge admiration club. I love it. We'll have to do a show. We'll have to do a Friday where you both come on at the same time.
There we are. Interesting.
I won't get to speak at all, but it will be a really good show.
Yeah. The interesting thing about Daryl is that as he entered CFCN Broadcast House 1973, I was on my way out to join the ranks of the instructors at SAIT. So that was our first meeting, was a passing in the hall. But ever since then, we've become good buds.
Yeah. Somebody just posted, you got to check out the best of Don Wood news bloopers on YouTube.
No, actually, you don't.
Did you know that was there?
I found out about it, and I don't know who it was that captured all those and put them together. They would be walking with a gimpy leg by now if I knew who it was. They're kind of embarrassing, but hey, as they say, these things happen, right?
We all have bloopers in our reels. All of us do.
So
you just are more famous. Yeah.
Keep an open mind when you jot them down and go have a look. They're
from a long time ago.
They're me. Yeah.
Yeah. And how long did you teach for?
I taught at SAIT for 19 years full time, and then went upstairs to administration for 2. I left there in 1994, and I started in 73.
Just before I came.
Yes, I missed you.
Like 4 years, I think. When did I go state? 98, I think.
Yes, I was gone by 94. So just missed you by the
or 96. Maybe it was 96. I don't remember how old I am because I lie about it all the time. No,
there you go. Yeah.
Maybe it was 96. Yeah.
I did have the pleasure of assisting in the success of people like Ian White and Linda Olson, many of the reporters. And it's kind of a nice feeling because you look and watch TV and go, wow, I helped them get where they are today. And it took a team of us to do it. And we've had some very successful people. Probably the most I remember is one of Daryl's students, Millar Sega, took broadcast news, graduated from there, worked at Global Television when he came out, and was only there a very short time before he got plucked by ABC New York.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Really nice stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I understand that feeling on a much smaller scale and just being a program director at a smaller station over the years. I had the opportunity to hire lots of people who probably were graduates. I hired a lot of state graduates, and then now they've gone on to have much more elusive careers than I ever did. But I'm like, I gave them their first job. I saw it too. You feel like this proud parent. It's kind of fun.
There you go. Yeah, it really is. That triggered off another really weird memory. I was approached. I left CFCN television in 94, but it's okay because I had a real job at state. And then I got approached by a student that I taught that graduated from broadcast news, Len Perry by name, who became the news director at Global. Paul Dunphy gave me the heads up. Len Perry's going to call you. Really? Wants to know if you'd like to work Thursday and Friday night doing the weather so Jimmy Hughes could have some time off. Okay, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Next day, the phone rang. Don, it's Len Perry. I said, oh, Len, I haven't seen you for 100 years. What's up? Wonder if you ever thought about coming back to do the weather again. I went, no. And being the excellent reporter we taught him, he said, no what? No, you don't want to come, or no, you haven't thought about it. And I went, okay, what have you got? And that was the start of a part-time stint at Global that started Thursday late, Friday late, and then Friday and Saturday early and late. And I went, holy, it's almost like full-time again, right?
And then, like I'm bad at this.
Yeah. And when I went on the air the first time, all unionized, so they would even have somebody put on your mic. But they looked and thought, this guy probably knows how to do it. So I mic'd up and put my little IFB in the ear so I could hear the instructions. And I hear, Mr. Wood? Huh? No. Mr. Wood, it's Michelle. I said, Michelle, it's Dawn. All the camera operators and 4 of the 5 people up in the control room were all graduates that I had a hand in sending away from state. I went, wow, this is really surreal, right?
Yeah.
But it was fun. And I worked with them for 10 years and then thought it's time for the young ones to come in now and take over. No regrets. I'd go back again.
No. And so I was trying to think the other day, because I thought in sharing on Coffee Club is how we got connected, because you never taught me. We never worked together. Our paths probably went like this over a number of years, but it wasn't until you had your own company, your on hold voicing company, that our paths connected, I guess. And I don't remember when that was.
Well, it was through a mutual friend of ours, Jamie Thiessen.
Right?
Yeah. And Jamie and I still stay in touch. And I said, I'm looking for a gentle, warm female voice to join my chorale of 2 people, because I did some myself. Paul Dunphy did some, Jamie did some, and I said, but I'm shy on the female end. He said, I got one for you. She just got out of SAIT. So whatever year that was.
That would have been 98.
Yeah. And he gave me your phone number, and I called you and told you who I was and why I was calling and where I got your number from. and asked you, and you said yes, and the rest is history. We've done some really good stuff together.
Yeah, we have
It
over
worked.
the years. It's been fun. It's been so fun. No, I remember that day when I'm like, then call me, like Don Wood just called, and it wasn't a prank. I'm going to work for this guy. He's going to teach me how to talk like he does. So it was good. It was a highlight for me, and I've learned a lot from you over the years. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Anything I have, I'm an open book,
Yeah, now we're going to capture it and write our own book. This is going to be perfect. But I feel like we could tell 1,000 more stories. So I think that it's clear you're going to have to come back on and be a part of Coffee Club again soon. But I like to be mindful of people's time and just try to have a 20 minutes or so coffee in the morning. So we're going to have to say goodbye to our friends. But man, I've enjoyed listening to your stories. We are going to capture them, Don. We are. You and me and Daryl. I've got a plan.
Yeah. Oh, good for you. Yeah. Anytime would work well for me. I have some more I can pass along too. So, it'll be great.
Now that we've got you set up to go live like this, now you know how we've taught. I got to teach you something, and go from there. So I think it'll be great.
Old school, you notice.
Yeah, that's perfect.
No earbuds, but if it works, it works.
That's okay. It's been so good. Thank you so much for not having coffee, I guess, but you're 20 minutes away from your coffee break.
Yes.
So enjoy your 10:10 coffee. If you're just joining us, go back to the beginning and hear his coffee time and his cereal recipe. Also excellent. But it's been great.
Thank you, Jody. It's been a pleasure. And
Don, thank you for your time.
Nice having your guests with you as well. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, he can't go back to look at all the comments after, but lots of people were like, I remember that. I remember that. Oh, that's my favorite. I'd know your voice anywhere, people say. So.
Okay, I'm suitably embarrassed. Color me red.
Yeah.
And have a good weekend.
Yeah, we're puffing up your ego. It's our turn. So Thank you, Don. Thank you, friends, for having coffee with us today. We give you a great big cheers, and we will see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Have a great Friday, everybody.